Conspiracy theories, we've all heard them, from the moon landing hoax to shadowy government control. Most of us dismiss them as outlandish or impossible to prove, but every now and then one of them turns out to be true. Today we'll dive into a conspiracy theory that was once considered purely fiction, the CIA's mind control experiments, also known as MKUltra. In the 1950s and 60s, whispers of government mind control experiments began circulating, suggesting that the CIA was using drugs, hypnosis, and psychological techniques on unwitting subjects. People claimed the US government was manipulating minds, creating Manchurian candidates, and controlling behavior in ways unimaginable. Of course, at the time, no one believed it. These were dismissed as just another wild conspiracy. But in the 1970s, the truth was uncovered, and it turned out that these theories were not only true, they were far worse than anyone could have imagined. Let's rewind to the early days of the Cold War. The United States government, locked in an arms race with the Soviet Union, became obsessed with controlling the human mind. The fear was real. If the Soviets had a way to brainwash their citizens or even manipulate foreign leaders, America could be at a massive disadvantage. That's when the CIA launched MKUltra. Under the guise of researching mind control, they began conducting experiments using substances like LSD, hypnosis, and sensory deprivation. The aim? To explore ways to alter people's thoughts, behavior, and memories, potentially even creating spies or sleep agents who could be activated at will. But here's where things took a dark turn. The program wasn't just limited to volunteers or people who were aware of the experiments. In many cases, innocent civilians were unknowingly exposed to these experiments, often without their consent. One of the most infamous examples, LSD testing. Researchers dosed people with powerful hallucinogens, sometimes for extended periods, without their knowledge or permission. The goal was to see how they would react and whether these drugs could be used for interrogation or mind control purposes. As the years passed, the scope of MKUltra only grew more disturbing. From testing on US military personnel to drugging mental health patients in hospitals, the CIA went to extreme lengths to uncover the secrets of the human mind. Some people were given LSD over 100 times in a single year. Others were subjected to hypnosis, sleep deprivation, and electroshock therapy. Now, here's the part that makes this story particularly chilling. It wasn't until 1973, after a series of scandals and investigations, that the truth about MKUltra was exposed. The program was officially shut down, but only after over 150 separate sub-projects had been completed, and the evidence of human rights violations was overwhelming. But it wasn't until 1975 that the full extent of the MKUltra project came to light. A large batch of documents relating to MKUltra was destroyed by the CIA to prevent further investigation, but some survived. They were uncovered during hearings by the Church Committee led by Senator Frank Church, and it was during these hearings that the US government was forced to admit its involvement in these covert experiments, sparking outrage across the country. In the end, MKUltra left a dark legacy. Many of the individuals who were subjected to these experiments were left with permanent psychological damage. Some of them, unable to cope with the trauma, ended their lives. The CIA never truly faced full accountability for their actions, at least not in a way that could bring justice to the victims. Today, MKUltra serves as a chilling reminder. Sometimes what starts as a conspiracy theory might not be a theory at all. Governments, organizations, and powerful institutions are capable of far more than we might think. And while MKUltra was officially ended decades ago, its legacy still looms large. Could there be other projects like it, hidden in the shadows, still going on today? Well, it's hard to say, but what we do know is this: trusting the government isn't always as simple as it seems. It's easy to see